Hello everyone, welcome to Cracku DILR series. In this series, we are covering 100 plus CAT level DILR sets for CAT 2026, covering easy, moderate and hard difficulty levels. In this video, you will get one complete DILR set and the PDF will be mentioned in the pinned comment. Download it before you start. Pause the video, try solving the set by your own and continue to watch the video. If you're preparing for CAT 2026 and want a serious DILR practice, then this series is for you. And if you want more DILR sets, we have thousands of them. It's very simple, just go to Google and search Cracku DILR Sets.
In this question, there was an election that was held in 4 constituencies, A, B, C and D. Some of the information about this election has been given in the table and some information is missing. For example, we know what are the number of candidates who are contesting in each of these constituencies. We know what is the number of valid votes in A, B and C, but we don't know it in B. We know the number of votes won by the winning candidate, first runner-up, second runner-up and third runner-up. We know this information in some of the constituencies, we don't know in some of the constituencies. We have been given some clues regarding the votes that have been gotten by each of these candidates to help us in figuring out and filling the table. In addition to it, we are also told that a person forfeits the security deposit if the number of votes that are received by this person V is less than 1/6, is less than or equal to 1/6 of the total votes. That is, suppose there are 600 votes in a constituency, anybody who is receiving 100 or less than 100 is going to lose his security deposit. To regain his security deposit, he needs to get at least 101 votes. This is true for all the losing candidates. The winning candidate will not forfeit the security deposit even if he gets less than 1/6 of the votes. So suppose there are a total of 600 votes and the winning candidate gets only 90 votes. And then there are, like say, 5 candidates who got less than this. Then all the other 5 candidates will lose their security deposit. The winning candidate, even though he has gotten less than 1/6 of the total votes, will still not lose his security deposit. This is the information that is given in the instructions. We have been given 3 clues, so let us go through it. The first clue says that the first runner-up polled 10,000 votes more than the second runner-up in constituency A. In constituency A, we know that the first runner-up got 95,000 votes. This would imply that the second runner-up got 85,000 votes. So if you are looking at it, the total number of votes is 5 lakhs, that is 500,000, of which the winner got 275, the first runner-up got 95 and the second runner-up got 85. So if you are adding up these 3 totals, it is 275 plus 95 plus 85, that is equal to 455,000 votes. So the remaining number of votes, that is 500 minus 455,000, that is equal to 45,000, is the votes that is received by all the remaining candidates. Let us look at the second point. The second point says that none of the candidates who contested in constituency C lost their security deposit. There were 5 people who contested in constituency C and none of them have lost their security deposit. The difference in votes polled by any of these members was at least 10,000. What is the total number of votes that were polled? It was 6 lakhs and 30. So in order to not lose the security deposit, what is the minimum number of votes that a person should get? Let us first divide this by 6, that will equal 1 lakh and 5 votes. This is 1/6 of the total votes. But in order to not lose the security deposit, the person should get at least 1 vote more than this. That is, the least number of votes has to be at least 1 lakh and 6. This has to be the minimum number of votes that are received by the 5th highest person who got the least number of votes. So what is the minimum number of votes that are received by the 4th highest person? Because the difference between any 2 candidates is at least equal to 10,000. The minimum number of possible votes that are received by the 4th candidate will be 1 lakh 10,006. Similarly, the minimum number of votes that are received by the 3rd candidate will be 1 lakh 20,006 and the second candidate will be 1 lakh 30,006 and the winning candidate, the minimum number of votes that the winning candidate has got is 1 lakh 40,006. Now if you total up all of these minimum possible number of votes that are received by the winner, first runner-up, second runner-up and so on, the total will equal 6 lakhs and 30, which is the total number of votes that are there in the constituency. What this essentially implies is that the winner has to get 1,40,000, the second highest has to get 1,30,006, similarly the second runner-up has to get 1,20,006 and so on. So for Constituency C, we know the exact number of votes received by all the 5 candidates who contested from there. Let us look at the last point. The last point says that the winning candidate in constituency D polled 5% of valid votes more than that of the first runner-up. So suppose there are a total of 100 votes in constituency D, and suppose the first runner-up got X votes. What this would imply is that the winner has got X plus 5. That is, the percentage of valid votes that the winner has got is exactly 5% more than the percentage of votes that the first runner-up has got. We are also told that all the candidates who lost their security deposit while contesting in this constituency, together they polled 35% of the valid votes. Now we have some clue over here. Let us try to figure it out. Let us assume that the winner, we don't know the total number of votes that were there in constituency D. We don't know the number of votes that the winner has got, but we have been given some clue. So let us assume that the person who got 30,000 votes, who is the second runner-up, got X% of the votes. Therefore, the person who got 37,500 would have gotten 1.25 X% votes, because 37,500 is 25% more than 30,000. What this would imply is that the winner would have gotten 1.25 X plus 5% more. This is the percentage of votes that are won by the winner. And the person who came fourth, that is the third runner-up, has got 10%, and everybody else would have gotten less than 10%. Now what is told to us is that everybody who lost their security deposit would have the total of all of their votes is 35%. So let us consider two cases. The first case is that only the first and the second guy did not lose their security deposit, in which case these two, the percentages will sum up to 65%. And the second case is that the first, second and third did not lose their security deposit, in which the sum of all of these three guys would total up to 65%. So let us look at the first case. The reason this is important is because we know for sure that the fourth person who got 10% of the votes has definitely lost his security deposit. So what is not sure is whether the guy who got third position, that is X% of votes, whether he forfeited his security deposit or not is not known to us. So let us consider the first case where X is less than 1 by 6. That is, the third person has also lost his security deposit. The second case is if the X is greater than 1 by 6, wherein the third person did not lose his security deposit. So in the first case, only the first and the second guys have not lost their security deposit. So their percentage of votes would be equal to 65%. So that would imply that 1.25x plus 5% plus 1.25x, this will total up to 65. Or this would imply that 2.5x is equal to 60, or the value of x is equal to 24. So what this essentially implies is that the third person has gotten 24% votes, the second person has gotten 30% votes, and the first highest guy got 35% of the votes. But this is clearly a contradiction, because we are assuming that the person who came third has gotten less than 1/6 of the total votes. Only then will he forfeit his security deposit. But if we are solving the equation, we are getting x to be equal to 24%, in which case he should not lose his security deposit. So this case is not true. The only case remaining is that x is greater than 1 by 6. So the top three guys did not forfeit their security deposit, and if you sum them up, we are going to get 1.25x plus 5 plus 1.25x plus x is equal to 65, or the value of 3.5x is equal to 60, or the value of x is equal to 120 by 7. 120 by 7 will be greater than 17%, because 119 is 17 into 7. So this is approximately 17.1%. So here in this case, the third person is not losing his security deposit. So this is a valid solution. What this would imply is that the percentage of votes won by the third guy, that is the person who got 30,000 votes, is 120 by 7%. So what is the total number of votes that are there in that constituency? That would be 100% of all of these votes. So that would equal 30,000 into 100 divided by 120 divided by 7. So this is 5 and this is 6. So this will equal 30,000 into 5 into 7 divided by 6. This is 5,000. So this will equal 25,000 into 7, which is equal to 1,75,000. That is the total number of votes that are there in the constituency, of which the second highest has gotten 37,500, the third highest has gotten 30,000, the fourth highest has gotten 10% of 17,500, that 10% of 1,75,000, which will equal 17,500. We can also calculate how many votes the winner has got. The difference between the winner and 37,500 is exactly 5% of 17500, or this is equal to 5 into 1750. This is equal to 8750. So he has gotten 8,750 votes more than the second highest, who got 37,500. So if you sum up 8750 plus 37,500, you are going to get the number of votes that are received by the winner of constituency D. So this is basically the total information that we have. Let us go ahead and answer the questions that follow. What is the percentage of votes polled in total by all the candidates who lost their security deposit while contesting from constituency A? In constituency A, we have just discovered that the winner has got 2.75 lakhs, the second highest has gotten 95,000 votes, and the third highest has gotten 85,000 votes. Even the person who has received 85,000 votes, out of a total of 5 lakh votes, he has received 17% of the total valid votes, which is greater than 1 by 6. So even this person has not lost his security deposit. So the sum of all the votes of all the candidates who lost their security deposit will be, as we have calculated earlier, 45,000 out of a total of 5 lakhs. So the percentage is 45,000 divided by 5 lakhs into 100. This will equal 9%. Let us look at the next question. How many candidates contested in constituency B lost their security deposit? The total number of votes, valid votes that were polled in constituency B is 3.25 lakhs. So in order to clear the cutoff, that is in order to not lose their security deposit, what is the minimum number of votes that a person should get? You multiply it by 1 by 6 and that person should get more than this. This will come to approximately 54,000. But if you notice, the winner himself has gotten only 48,000. So everybody other than the winner has gotten less than 48,000. This would imply that everybody else has forfeited their security deposit. The winner doesn't forfeit their security deposit, only the defeated candidates forfeit their security deposit. There were a total of 12 candidates, so 11 of them other than the winner would forfeit their security deposit. Let us look at the next question. What best can be concluded about the number of votes polled by the winning candidate in constituency C? As we have discussed earlier, in constituency C, we know the exact number of votes received by all the 5 candidates. And the winner has received 1,40,006 votes. So the correct answer is option D. Let us look at the next question. What is the valid number of votes in constituency D? As we have calculated earlier, the number of valid votes in constituency D is 1.75 lakhs. This is option C. The winning margin of a constituency is defined by the number of votes that are polled by the winner and that of the first runner-up. So the total number of votes polled by the winner minus the number of votes polled by the first runner-up is the winning margin. We are required to find out which of them cannot be the increasing order of winning margin. What is the winning margin of A? That is 2.75 lakhs minus 95,000, which is equal to 1,80,000. The winning margin of B is not known because we only know that the winner has gotten 48,000 votes. For C, we know the winning margin because we know the number of votes that have been polled by each of the candidates, and the winning margin would be 1,40,006 minus 1,30,006. So it will be exactly equal to 10,000. And the winning margin of D, again also we have calculated earlier. This will be 5% of 1,75,000, which is equal to 8,750. So what we know for sure is that D is less than C is less than A. We don't know where B will fit in, but what we know is that because the winner has gotten 48,750, the winning margin also has to be less than 48,750. So it will be less than definitely A. But whether B is greater than C or B is greater than D, that is not known to us. But the relative order of D, C and A is definitely D is less than C is less than A. If you are looking at the options, the first option will satisfy it. In this case, if you are ignoring B, D is less than C is less than A. If you're looking at the fourth option, it is DCBA. So again, if you're ignoring B, it is D is less than C is less than A. So this is also correct. Similarly, if you're looking at option B, it is BDCA. So if you're ignoring B, it is D is less than C is less than A. So this is also correct. The only case in which this is not holding true is option C, which implies that C is less than D is less than A, which is not true. So this will be the correct answer, option C. That cannot be the list of constituencies. Let us look at the last question. For all the 4 constituencies taken together, what is the approximate number of votes polled by all the candidates who lost their security deposit when it is expressed as a percentage of the total number of valid votes from these 4 constituencies? So if you are looking for the percentage, let us first calculate the total number of valid votes. This will equal 5 lakhs in constituency A plus 3.25 lakhs in constituency B plus 6 lakhs, we can ignore the 30 votes for now, in constituency C, and 1.75 lakhs in constituency D. This is equal to a total of 16 lakhs. This is the total number of valid votes that were polled. And what is the number of votes that were received by the candidates who forfeited their security deposit, forfeited security deposit? In constituency A, it is 45,000. In constituency B, everybody other than the winner has forfeited their security deposit. So that will equal 325 minus 48.75. This will be approximately 276.25. In constituency C, nobody forfeited their security deposit. So that will be plus 0. And in constituency D, the sum of all the people who forfeited their security deposit is 35% of the total votes polled. So that will be 35 into 1750. If you calculate this, this will come to approximately, this will be 875 into 70. This will be approximately equal to 60,000. So if you total them up and divide them by 16 lakhs, you will get the correct answer, and that will be approximately equal to 23.91%. So the correct answer is option C.
Want to know how 100 percentiler approaches the CAT exam? Now you can. Cracku is giving away 3 full-length mocks designed by 5x 100 percentiler Maruti sir himself to mirror the actual test. After you're finished, just don't look at your scores. Dive into our detailed video solution for every question to learn the expert strategy. Plus, get a deep performance analysis to pinpoint your exact weaknesses. Get your free mock right now. Go to Google and search Cracku CAT free mock.